understand that they want to be careful. I understand that they wanted to bring attention because they don't want to find themselves in a situation where all of a sudden Canelo Alvarez is empowered because he's performance enhanced, because this is boxing that we're talking about here. You can get yourself hurt in that ring.
You know? But what we don't talk about is, Canelo. Steroids. Y'all don't talk about that. So we really don't know all the fighters he beat. And he was what he could have been not clean in a lot of fights.
You think he was clean the night he fought?
The boxing world is in an uproar for a terrible reason, as Canelo Alvarez, one of the sport's biggest stars and its golden ticket, has reportedly tested positive for steroids, with reactions coming in hard and fast, because this is not just a headline but a major storm shaking the sport to its core. And the wildest part is this is not even the first time Canelo has been caught in a performance-enhancing drug scandal. From old whispers to full-blown controversies, the man has been here before, only now the outrage feels louder, sharper, and much more difficult to ignore.
I think, Dr. Bletcher, do you think the reason why PEDs are so prominent is because they're still not testing for growth hormone quite yet?
Well, that's one, but there are many out there. I think the testing policies that are in place are really not designed to catch people.
According to reports, Canelo Alvarez tested positive for a banned substance during a routine check, the kind of test meant to keep the sport clean, since fighters at this level are tested constantly. So when a name like his appears, it is like a bomb has gone off.
Canelo, man, I don't know if he's cheating.
What do you mean?
I feel like Canelo juices. But I'm a Triple G fan, so I'm a say that ahead of time. I just like Triple G.
There's a lot of money on the line, and if I could get away with it, I would do it as well.
Some tainted beefs.
I think, well, he definitely got busted once for something, but it could have been from tainted beef. We don't know. But it also could be that, we should probably leave them the fuck alone and let them do whatever they want to do. Do you want to see Manny Pacquiao fight or not? Right? I want to see him juiced up, fighting at 45 years of age, coming in with a full six-pack.
This is not merely a prospect or a mid-level fighter, as we are discussing the face of Mexican boxing, a pound-for-pound champion, and a man who has earned hundreds of millions in the ring.
Till this day, he came out stating, Canelo is on steroids. I know this because I'm on steroids.
But the positive test now throws everything into question, as people wonder if every fight in recent years was completely clean, or if his opponents truly had a fair chance, or were they facing not just his skill but also a chemical advantage.
Do you think Canelo will ever pop dirty again?
No.
Do you think he's still juicing?
I don't know. I don't know what's in the man's heart. That's God's business. That's Jesus' business.
And this is where it stings even more, as fans are highlighting a double standard, because Ryan Garcia recently tested positive for a banned substance and was slammed with criticism, fines, and a suspension, yet early signs point to Canelo walking away with just a slap on the wrist. And Jermall Charlo has also spoken up, making it very clear he believes Canelo has been using steroids for a long time.
Canelo hasn't been taking Clinton Bruderol for a long ass time. Y'all think he ain't back on that shit? Or y'all think it was just in the state? Because I go to Mexico all the time, from Houston, from Texas. I'm in Mexico all the time, eating steak. I ain't never got...
Oscar De La Hoya wasted no time stirring the pot, as according to him, Canelo's team has money and influence in all the right places, and he has outright claimed they have paid people off to make problems like this disappear before they ever become headlines.
Has anybody else noticed this? Well, I actually did some digging and confirmed many members of the boxing media have been paid off by certain people and essentially muzzled. I mean, these are the facts. For example, 6 of Eddie Reynoso's fighters have tested positive for...
That is a huge statement coming from someone who used to promote him, because De La Hoya did not just imply corruption, but he flat out painted a picture of a system that bends its rules for its superstars.
Crawford, who's made... Are we gonna relitigate Canelo Alvarez's drug test? I'm a drug user. I cheated sport plenty of times. I cheated those same commissions. This is not to relitigate. We know our own. I'm a cheater. I know a cheater when I see one.
This is the kind of system where the rules become blurry if you bring in enough pay-per-view buys and ticket sales, and that claim fuels the anger of fans who have said for years that boxing has a favoritism problem, while the star David Benavidez also hinted that something about Canelo's physique and endurance is not natural, and while he did not say steroids, the implication was loud and clear.
Canelo was 100% confident in himself. I don't know why he wouldn't fight me, especially since, seeing that everybody in his team is on steroids, which means including him, so he never got off
You
the
think he's
steroids.
on steroids?
Of course. How does
You saw De La Hoya
how do five people out of your camp get tested positive for steroids?
Right.
You know what I mean? No, all those fucking dudes in that camp are dirty.
And then you have Terrence Bud Crawford, the undisputed champion, who did not hold back, as Crawford has been in a back-and-forth dispute with Canelo for years, accusing him of cherry-picking opponents and avoiding genuinely dangerous fights.
The crazy stuff about me going up and having a tough time, but he went up in weight and lost. That's the difference. I went up weight and won. He went up and lost. So let's not do that.
Now with this positive test revealed, Bud Crawford is firing shots like never before, as he is making it clear this situation proves what he has said all along, that Canelo is not untouchable and the hype surrounding him has always had cracks.
However they rate me, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we got to fight, and I'm going to win the fight. It's simple as that.
Can I ask you about if there's any rematch clause with this fight with Canelo?
No, it's not.
Is that something you pushed for?
No, I didn't.
And there's any weight restrictions to the fight at all?
No, it's not.
A lot of fighters would like to put on a weight restriction to this type of fight. Why didn't you want to do that?
Because I want him at his best. I don't want no excuses. I don't want no, reasons why, he didn't feel good or anything. I want him at his best.
And let us be realistic, because Bud Crawford is not the type of person to throw out accusations without meaning every single word.
So we have two drug users that both lost. Two birds, one stone. But let's get to the point. The WBC raised the clenbuterol level for the drug users when they got caught using clenbuterol. They raised the drug level. As you can see right here, the WBC is owned by Mauricio Suleiman, a fellow Mexican. They raised the drug level for two steroid users, and they suffered two losses. Two birds, one stone. Two birds, one steroid. Two birds, one steroid. I mean, what are you gonna say now? It's crazy how people can be the best but be on steroids. Where? In any other professional sport, you will be banned, you'll be stripped, but in this sport, you can be using steroids and still be good.
Floyd Mayweather has been calling Canelo overrated for years, as back when they fought in 2013 Floyd schooled him, and he has been reminding the world of that ever since.
You can take a guy like Canelo, this guy can do, he can pick and choose who he want to fight, and I'm gonna tell y'all the truth about Canelo. Easy, man. Easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude. Easy. Y'all always disrespecting our fighters.
Live, only on DAZN, June 28th. Jake Paul versus Chavez Jr. Buy now at DAZN.com/boxing.
Now with this steroid scandal, Floyd is doubling down, saying this is just another reason he never bought into the Canelo hype, because for Floyd it is personal, as he has been in the clean testing pool his whole career, always positioning himself as a fighter who relied on skill, not shortcuts, and now he is holding this situation up like a trophy as proof that his old rival was not as spotless as the marketing made him seem.
Nice right hand by Mayweather off the jab. No dancing from Floyd Mayweather. Oh, that was very low. Canelo goes low.
But you see what Floyd was doing in the clinches. He had his open hand over the mouth of Canelo Alvarez. I wonder if we can get a replay at the end of the round.
So keep it clean.
He put his glove. He almost muffed him. He put the palm of his glove in Canelo's face in that clinch on the opposite side.
Wow, Mayweather goes to touch gloves, and Canelo wants no part of it. Counter right that bounced off Mayweather's shoulder. There was a left hook that landed by Canelo, but Mayweather comes back with a two-punch combination of his own.
You can't beat Floyd Mayweather unless you can...
And Canelo shoulder bumps Mayweather.
Keep it clean. Keep it clean. Keep it clean. He's telling him you're doing it.
Now this makes Canelo's upcoming fight with Terence Crawford an interesting topic, so let us explore that as Crawford wants to move from welterweight to super middleweight to fight Canelo, which is 3 full weight classes up, and nobody makes that kind of jump easily, but Bud's argument is simple as he says, if I am clean and willing to test myself, why can't you fight clean too? Because this is not just about the weight, but about ensuring the playing field is truly fair.
Made a great point when talking about sizes, because he said if you look at them two together now, they look the same size. He said people have got the idea of the size thing wrong. It's not looking at them as a physical package, it's who has absorbed the bigger shots in the weight division. So and it was good. It was a very good point. He was like, Canelo has been hit by light heavyweights and super middleweights for the best part of a decade.
Basically,
he's so used to taking those shots, whereas Crawford hasn't. Crawford's been hit by 140 guys and 147 guys for the best part of a decade.
Yeah.
What's Crawford going to be like? So basically trying to say, Canelo could easily absorb Crawford shots. Can Crawford easily absorb Canelo's punches?
If you're taking shots from Triple G, Sergey Kovalev, Dmitry Bivol, and you're staying on your feet, not getting hurt,
not even getting wobbled.
Just literally shaking.
Canelo has a long history of dominating in weight classes that suit him either by draining fighters down or by facing opponents who are not natural in that division, so now when someone like Crawford, who has already proven himself pound for pound, wants to step up, there is suddenly all this silence.
You know what I mean? Like I said before, this is the biggest fight in boxing. You know, Terence Crawford versus Canelo, Canelo versus Crawford. It's the biggest fight to be made in boxing, and it's made, and we're gonna make history.
We saw you at 180. Are you comfortable at that weight? Are you walking around that big? Are you comfortable at that?
No, man, I'm 200 pounds, man. What y'all talking about?
Now let us imagine this fight happens with both fighters walking into the ring completely clean. So what does that fight look like? Because Bud is a master of timing angles and switching stances as he fights like a tactician, but hits like a brawler, since he made Spence look lost, and he made Porter's father stop the fight, and most importantly, he knows exactly how to control distance and tempo.
Fighters that you fought, they ain't on my level. And I fought everybody. The last fighters you fought since 2002. Mention me one. You mention me one elite fighter. Just one. You. Oh, me. Look, it's gonna be me. I don't care about nobody else. And you will see that. You. So when I beat you, is you gonna be a nobody? When I stump a mud hole in your asses, you gonna be a nobody. Same everybody else been saying since I moved to 147, I ain't fought nobody. Every last one of them. Stump a mud hole.
Canelo's strength lies in his timing body work and that explosive counter power, but if Bud can survive the first few rounds and keep moving, we are discussing a true chess match, as the longer the fight continues, the more it would favor Crawford, however, and this is a significant however. If Canelo were still using performance enhancers, that would not be fair, that would not be boxing, and that would not build a legacy, as it would be a rigged game. And the larger issue is not just whether Canelo used steroids, but what this means for boxing's credibility, since fans are already skeptical about judging matchmaking and sanctioning bodies. So add the idea that superstars can fail drug tests and still fight without consequence, and you have a recipe for disaster, because if the roles were reversed involving a lesser-known fighter or someone without a massive fan base, the punishment would be swift and severe, and that is where the public frustration is boiling over.
Bro, why do you think the second fight didn't happen? So for me, seeing that was the best Canelo I've ever seen. But that was Canelo off of steroids. Everybody else that he fought Amir Khan, he fought Daniel Jacobs, he fought Billy Joe Saunders, Caleb Plant. These guys were all weak, bro. So for me, that's why I feel like I see Canelo Alvarez and I see like, he's not as good as everybody thinks. Because the best one that fought Golovkin that first time was off clenbuterol. That was the best Canelo I've ever seen, and that's why he looked so good, because he was off clenbuterol.
Ryan Garcia, Dillian White, and Jarrell Miller have all paid the price for their failed tests, so why does it appear Canelo might simply keep on going as if nothing has happened? Interview 19. This scandal did not come from nowhere, because back in 2018 Canelo tested positive for clenbuterol before his rematch with Gennady Golovkin, as he blamed it on contaminated meat in Mexico, and while he served a short suspension, many fans never let that go.
Somebody that tested positive for steroids. What they think about someone else testing positive for steroids. A friend, a fellow countryman, a fellow caveman, their fellow cave brethren.
Now with history repeating itself, that old excuse does not sound nearly as convincing, and in fact it makes it much harder for people to believe this was just an accident, because how many accidents can one fighter possibly have before it stops being a mere coincidence?
Protein content in the meat, and he's saying that what he had was contaminated meat because his training center is in Mexico and there's a problem with Mexican meat down there. He even issued a statement saying, quote, "I'm an athlete who respects the sport, and this surprises me and bothers me because it had never happened to me. I will submit to all the tests that require me to clarify this embarrassing situation, and I trust in the end the truth will prevail." So far, the fight with Gennady Golovkin is still on. He's still dead set on making that fight. Canelo says he's moving his training camp out of Mexico and to the United States.
Right now, his camp is denying any intentional wrongdoing and sticking to the same playbook as before by blaming contaminated supplements or accidental ingestion, but fans are not buying that explanation like they used to, because the court of public opinion has already handed down a verdict, and it is not in his favor.
Before the first fight, you didn't believe that Canelo was clean. Why is that?
I'm not thinking for him about just I saw, so many doctors sent me photos, just said, look, he's muscle, just injection to muscles, and he used, I don't know why his coach bring him, just something like pills, after waiting. Look, I will stay, he's waiting, and his pills, just for what? This is not my point, I know I'm never use medicals. I like clean sport.
And for you, does the Nevada State Athletic Commission treat him with certain leniency as compared to you and other fighters?
No, I'm not thinking about just a lot for Nevada Commission or Athletic Commission, just because, just if everybody bring him to ring, just it's legal.
So no matter what, even if he is not clean, you still want to fight Canelo Alvarez?
Absolutely, because I know my stuff. I 100% know my stuff. I clean every time. It doesn't matter for me who stay in front of me or my opponent. He use drugs or not use drugs. It doesn't matter for me.
Some people might say, well, if he's got an unfair advantage, why would you want to step into the ring with him?
This business is not very clean.
All right, everyone. Stay tuned for the latest in boxing news, highlights, events, and stories. Subscribe to Ring Headquaterzz and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Be sure to watch our other videos too. Until next time, take care and stay safe.